Cars are a major part of the Internet of Things, and every year new cars are more connected than ever before. One reason that cars are such an important example of connected devices is that they are so dangerous. A small vulnerability or error in coding can lead to a catastrophic consequence for drivers, passengers, and pedestrians. On Monday, I released a report on our connected automobiles, the Internet of Things, which describes how new cars are really no longer just internal combustion engines. They are computers on wheels. I ask unanimous consent to submit my report for the record. I asked 20 automakers what they are doing to protect these computers on wheels, and what I found is that they are not doing enough. Cars today are highly connected. Every new car has some wireless technologies built into it. The problem is that there are massive holes in how car companies are securing these features against hackers. Only 2 of the 16 car companies who responded have developed any capability to detect and respond to a hacking attack in real time. Thieves no longer need a crowbar to break into your car. They just need a smartphone. And they can do much worse than open the doors. It's possible for wireless hackers to honk the horn, control the steering, and even cut the brakes. Today's cars are also collecting tremendous amounts of personal driving information. Cars know where you are, where you've been, how fast or slow you drive, and even the mileage since your last oil change. This information can be used to help drivers find their destinations, get more miles per gallon, and drive more safely. But it can also jeopardize the security, the privacy of drivers, of families across our country, because there are currently no rules of the road to protect driver privacy and security. There are currently no rules for how to protect this data as it's being gathered. And most customers don't even know that their information is being gathered as they drive, and that that information is being sent to third parties who the drivers don't even know about. And that's why in the coming weeks I plan to introduce legislation that directs the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Federal Trade Commission to establish federal standards to secure our cars and protect our drivers' privacy. We need the electronic equivalent of seat belts and airbags to keep drivers and their information safe. We have stickers on cars for safety. We have stickers on cars for fuel economy standards. Well, we need a new set of minimum standards to protect driver security and privacy in new vehicles that the customer will know that the company built into that car or didn't build in. If they want a 0 on the sticker, they can have a 0. They can say it's too expensive. They can use the same argument the auto industry used in this committee, opposing seat belts and airbags, saying it's too expensive for the auto industry. They can make that argument, but it'll be a 0 on the dashboard so that people can see it. These security performance standards should include a requirement that all wireless access points in the car are protected against hacking attacks, evaluated using penetration testing, requirements that all collected information is appropriately secured and encrypted to prevent unwanted access, and requirement that the manufacturers or third-party feature provider be able to detect, report, and respond to real-time hacking events. And the privacy standards should include transparency requirements that drivers are made explicitly aware of data collection, transmission, and use of driving information, consumer control over that data, and a prohibition on the use of the personal driving information for advertising or marketing purposes, unless you get permission from the driver. New cars will also be evaluated by a rating system, a cyber dashboard that informs customers about how well the vehicle protects drivers beyond those minimum standards. This information will be displayed on the label of all new vehicles, just as fuel economy is today. Mr. Brookman, do you believe that every car should be protected against hackers who can remotely access and take control of your car?
Yes.
If a car does get hacked, Mr. Brookman, do you think it would be good for there to be a system to detect and alert the automaker or authorities that something is happening?
I do.
Do you believe customers should be made aware of the personal information their car is collecting about them?
Absolutely.
Do you think that drivers should be given control over their personal information and be allowed to choose whether the data is collected about them or sold to third parties?
In most cases, yes.
Do you believe that car companies should be allowed to sell an owner's sensitive driving history to insurance companies, data brokers, or anyone else?
The consumer could obviously consent to that as they do today, but absent user control, no.
Yeah, thank you. So that's the point. A software that can be built in that makes all these wonderful things possible by companies should have the same geniuses in those companies with the capability to build in a protection for security and privacy. All of a sudden, they can't figure out how to do that? All of a sudden, they can't figure out how to protect the consumer, their privacy, their security? No. If you can figure out an algorithm that sends information around the world in a blink of an eye, you should be able to figure out an algorithm that also provides consumers with the privacy and security which they need as they're driving their vehicles. I thank you.